quick summary of what's upcoming. This is a video on the hood reloading press, which is the most compact and well-made press that I have come across. There are smaller presses, but not as well-made as this. Its specific use case is for Benchrest shooters to be able to have a press that packs away very small and can be taken to competitions. Another use case for it is somebody that has limited space at home for reloading. This would be ideal for them. An additional benefit of the press is the JCL click adjustment system that's on the main die housing. That allows you to click in and click out by thousandths, or just a little bit under a thousandth for each click, in your die, so you can precisely set your bumping your shoulder. I've found this to be really very, very accurate and reproducible, and frankly the easiest bump die adjustment tool that I've come across yet. Might be others that I haven't come across, but this is excellent. I absolutely love it, and do all of my sizing for my 6mm PPC brass on here to get the most consistent settings. So hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Thanks for watching. I'm doing a review today on the hood reloading press. Just to make it clear, I've paid for this. I have not been asked to do this review. I have not been sponsored in any way. So the hood reloading press, I've only seen one YouTube out there on it, and that was done some years ago. So I thought I'd give it a quick review and then test one of its features and show how it works. So the use case for the hood reloading press is its size. It's very, very compact. I'll measure it up in a couple of seconds. But you can see, unlike a lot of presses, being the sort of like O-shaped or C-shaped presses, this is really very, very thin and slim. And it's what I want to use it for is I'm a Benchrest shooter, and when I go away to matches, as opposed to a home match, I want a press to take away with me that is very compact. I don't want to be taking a huge, great press, especially if I'm going over to Europe for any matches. So that's what I'm looking for. And I guess also if you're a reloader and you're a shooter and you're in a flat or a very small space and you don't have room for a standard press, that might be a good case for it too. So let me just set up the camera so I've got both hands to use, and show you how it comes apart. So the stand here, I've got this bolted to my bench, but when I go away I'm going to get some C-clamps so I can put it on, clamp it to any bench that I come across. Then this nut here just unscrews. You take that off. Put it aside. And then the press just comes off. This aluminium or aluminum section is designed to hold that cup underneath it for primers to go out into. I Not sure I'd be using this, but I just wanted to show that it was part of what you get. Press then just lies flat, and the clamp there just packs away. This is the box that the press comes in. The box is 11 inches by 6 inches. This gives you a feel for the size of the press when packed away for carrying it around. The press with the mounting plate and a couple of dies included is about 2.8 kilos, which is about 6 pounds. Sorry for the scale measurements. I've got it set up in grains, and that's what it is. But you can do the conversion yourself if you think I'm wrong. The mounting plate has 2 studs in it, which locate in 2 holes in the back of the press, mounting it in the same position all the time. And then that screw I showed earlier screws into the back and secures it really firmly against the mounting plate. The press is made in America by arcomachine.com. The name Hood Press, you can do a Google on it and search the history of Hood Press. The guy that invented it, I believe, was called Hood. Arcomachine.com. Arcomachine are the company that currently manufacture it. It's a really nice solid piece of kit. The rams feel really smooth. It's all set up really very, very nicely. The press is made out of the anodized sections that you see in the handle are made out of 6061 T6 aluminium or aluminum, and the remaining parts are all made of 416 stainless steel. The manufacturing process they use is they run incredibly tight tolerances, and this shows in the smoothness of the operation of the press. So this is the double ram design that they do. So we've got a main ram here and a secondary ram there, and have 2 dies in place. The shell holders snap in really smartly. They're very, very firmly sort of held in there, but they're not difficult to get out. I can just get the shell holder and take it out, and it sort of snaps nicely back in there. And the other thing I like about this model is it's got this I think they call it JBL micro adjusting function on it, and I'm going to go do a demo of that with some brass that I've got over here to resize. I'm going to do an experiment of making adjustments. So I believe they do 3 models. They do one with just this single ram here and without the secondary one. So I guess that's a little bit smaller. They do this one, the double ram, and they do a 3rd one where there's a ram here, but it's designed to use inline sizing dies. So there's no hole up here. So you put the inline sizing die there, the Wilson type inline sizing die. It's just this section here is just a flat shelf. Put the die on there, it goes up, hits on the top here, and it allows you to seat it. So I think I was torn between whether I went for the double ram or the Wilson style, but because I've already got a K&M arbor press, I figured I'd go with the double. Single would be, I mean, that would get that if you're really, really tight on space, but I really like this double. So I've got my sizing die here, and then I've got my mandrel die for expanding the necks out in the second slot. I don't use both. I don't have a shell in each. I don't use it like a sort of semi-progressive press where I've got a sort of case in here sizing it and a case in here where I'm expanding the mandrel. I'm only using it sort of one ram at a time. But it's really nice just to have both dies set up, and you can leave the seating die in place, set it up with the micro adjuster. You can just leave it in place, and you know when you come back to it, your die is perfectly set up. I'm going to try here using the camera with one hand and doing this resizing and showing you the measurements with the other hand, and let's see how this goes. So on the micro adjuster die, you can see there's a silver spot, a blue spot, and around here a red spot. Those are just reference points for you to be able to set the die back to. If you make a note that for one case or for one rifle that you want to be on the silver spot on number 3, or on the blue spot at number 2.5, or on the red spot at 1, it's just a reference spot where you can take the die back to that position for your particular die and rifle combination. So I've set the die up in the normal way, put it in, run the ram up, run the die down until it touches the shell plate, and then locked it in place. In that setup, I've done nothing with the micro adjuster die, except that in testing it out, I ran the micro adjuster all the way one way and then all the way back the other way, and to find out its extreme travel within the press. And I've set it back to the middle, in halfway in between sort of the extreme low and the extreme high of the adjustment phase. So I've got a set of cases over here. I'm shooting 6mm PPC. This is a Benchrest, and I've lubed these up with Imperial sizing wax. So if we pop it in and just zero it up, so using the short action custom headspace gauge system here, so that's all zeroed there. So I'm going to put it in, give it a size, and see where we come to just with that. So there we go. On its current setting, I'm not having any impact on the headspace at all, which is what I wanted to demo. So I'm now going to come back over to the die and the micro adjuster, and I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4 in. I found I'm doing this from, I've done some tests and I'm doing this from experience. About 4 clicks in will give me what I want, and they're real they're not firm, but you can really sense each click. It's a really nice system. So if I now run that case back through that, where we've gone 4 in, and on the Arco Machine website, they do reference how much it adjusts for each click, and we can see that 4 has moved it in, has given me a headspace of just half a thou on that. So that's not quite where I wanted. I want to give at least a thou and a half in. So I'm going to move it in a little bit more, give it another couple of clicks, and run that case through again. And that's given me, there we go, that's more what I want to do. I just knocked the case, the shoulder back by a thou and a half. So Now all these cases, I've pre-checked them. They all had exactly the same headspace. So if I now run a new case through, that hopefully will give me the same 1.5 thou. So it's given me a thou there, just taking 1 thou off. Let's try that with another case. And there we've got the 1.5 thou. So we're just really close between the thou and the 1.5 thou, and the calipers just aren't quite capable of this. It's bouncing from a thou to a 1.5 thou on the calipers. I think that's more to do with the calipers than the press itself. Do another one. And there we got the 1.5 thou. So now how reproducible is that? Is a question. So we can see here that the silver dot is pointing at the 5 and the blue dot is pointing at the 1. So if I spin this around and get the silver pointing at the 1, and then move it back again to the blue pointing at the 1, and try that again. There we go. And there we go. Back to the 1.5 thou. Do one more. Yep, back to, oh, showed up a 1.5 thou a second ago. Now it's a thou. So as I say, I think this is, we're just on the borderline between the two. I think this is more the calipers than the press. So on the Arco website, they do give a spec of how much each click moves, and it's a bit of an unusual number. I think it's just under a thou. It's something like 0.785 of a thou that each click produces. So it's not moving from 1 to 2 gives you a thou. It's moving 2 will give you sort of a 1.5 thou, a difference in adjustment. And well, let's try that. So now we've got a 1.5 thou movement. Let's try moving it in 2 clicks. So 1, 2, and get another case out. Pop that in, switch it on. Just spin it around to make sure I am zeroed. Yep, okay, we are zeroed. So 2 clicks has moved us from somewhere between a thou and a 1.5 thou to 2.5 thou. So it's moved us in another thousandths. And these are such fine adjustments. Has it moved it in as a thousandth or a 1,000.2 or sorry, 12 thousandths, I think you'd say. It's really a measurement issue. I think it is consistent. The die is consistent in moving, or the system is consistent. It's just not exactly moving at a thou each time. So, and then if I move it back 2 clicks, 2. Size that. Now all these cases were exactly the same, so they were back to the thou and a half again. The other thing I did forget to mention earlier was that they make this in 2 sizes. This is set up. This hole is the opening here is set up for the 6 ppc cartridges specifically. This press was really designed for Benchrest shooters in mind. So 6 ppc in the BR cases. They do one which is they call that 308 size. So the opening here is larger. I'm not sure on the dimensions of the press if the press is larger as well. And then in terms of price, these are not this is a solid chunk of metal. The rams are really good, but you are paying a chunk of money for one of these. It's $600 plus for this one. By the time I had it shipped here to the UK and paid the import taxes on it, I think I paid to actually get it here. I think it's about £700, which is about $900. So we're talking a chunk of money for a press, but for the use case. So I'm not taking sort of a big Reading press or sort of my Area 4190 press over here to a match. Then this is a really nice piece of kit, and where it sits. Sinclair do a press that's sort of got the same use case, and the PMA Tools company have got a press that's got the same use case, and they're similar types of money, but they're bigger presses. They've got a lot more depth to their presses. They're a lot so. I would say after I've resized 100 cases using this this arm, it is quite short, so I was feeling it after 100 cases, and using it on a 308 case, or maybe something like a 284 Winchester. That might be interesting. So an upgrade, if you were going to get the larger press, would maybe sort of work out how to get sort of some more leverage on it and put a different a longer lever on there. So yep, any questions, leave them in the comments, and thanks for watching.